Welcome, John. So pleased that you could come tonight, and I know that you have a great awareness and expertise around the issues of taxation with cryptocurrency. Can you tell me a little bit more in detail about what you focus on?
Sure, yeah, I'm a tax lawyer, so I have a more specialized role with my clients. And probably the most important thing I do for them is really guide them through different possibilities for structuring things and accomplishing, doing a transaction that may have different tax implications. And I kind of divide my clients into the buy side, the investment funds and investors, and the sell side, usually companies doing ICOs, initial coin offerings, and I'm kind of equally divided between those two groups.
And so what have you taken notice of as far as the law changes or the changes in the law as regards cryptocurrency with taxation? I know there were a few big announcements at the end of last year.
Yeah, I don't think the changes of law have impacted cryptocurrency all that much.
Okay.
There was a change that clarified that tax-free exchanges of cryptocurrency is not possible any longer. If it was before, but that's kind of an open question that's now been answered for going forward. But I think there are just so many questions outstanding because it's not something that really Congress was really even thinking about, wasn't even on their radar screen. And I don't think that the tax reform did a whole lot to answer many of them, with that one exception.
So basically they said that if you had over 20K, I think Coinbase sent out a notice that if you had over 20K, you had to declare it. Is that right, in your taxation?
Well, yeah, that was a very interesting case. It was a little different, but it did kind of draw some lines.
Yes.
For practical purposes. I don't think they're really legal. Well, they are. It was a case. It was a court case that was decided, but it was kind of it wasn't Congress. It wasn't a legislative act, but it was an important dividing line for sort of providing more guidance for exchanges when they have to report transactions to the IRS.
So really, up until then, there was no requirement for people holding, saving, investing in cryptocurrency to declare them to the taxation department?
No, there was. It was voluntary. The exchange, and actually the exchanges have already moved to actually issue 1099s to investors, probably on a voluntary basis. I don't think the IRS required them to do that. They've just decided they want to do something because they don't want to be exposed and they don't want to be involved in this kind of litigation anymore.
Okay. Fair enough. And so I'm always interested in the future. And I was wondering if you have a vision of the future of where this is going. Obviously, this year we're facing a lot of regulation, both with the SEC and now at least a line drawn in the sand with the cryptocurrency. Where do you think it'll all go? Do you think that it'll become part of the mainstream, that we'll have much more regulation and everyone will feel much safer and more comfortable in investing and saving cryptocurrency?
I think I don't really know, but I will say that there are a couple trends I see. One is people innovating more in terms of more different kinds of products. So not just substitutes for Bitcoin or a new utility token, but trying other things like equity-based tokens or other sort of products, I guess. And also, I also see on the investing side a lot more focus and attention on funding the companies doing ICOs, and that's something I expect to continue to develop.
When you say funding the companies, you mean funding apart from ICOs, like as in venture capital?
That's right, the pre-sale form.
Fantastic. Well, I think it's an exciting domain to be involved in. There's always interesting things happening and shocks galore, as well as very promising things. So thank you so much for coming, and I'm looking forward to the panel tonight.
Thank you, Pimo. Thank you for having me.